We need to get to the root because I think it's going to just keep on coming back unless we pull it out by the root. I'm not a gardener, but I do have extensive experience in recovery. And I just know until you treat the root causes, drinking is just a symptom. And, it's the behavior that is the symptom.
Welcome to Amy Liz Harrison's podcast, Eternally Amy, a mum of 8's journey from jail to joy, a Gen Xer who overcame her struggle with alcohol to become a best-selling author and mental health advocate. She shares stories of hope and offers ideas for others struggling with mental health challenges. One thing is for sure, you'll leave with something to chew on. And now, here's your host, Amy Liz Harrison.
Well, greetings, compadres. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for listening to Eternally Amy. And I apologize. There is a leaf blower going on outside. I'm still in a construction project, although we are very much nearing the end. And guess what? While we're still here in the basement living, the house just below us has started a construction project too. So now it's like we have dueling sanders and dueling saws and all kinds of stuff happening. So it's entertaining around here. What can I say? I'm going to make a short episode today. I don't have a ton of time, and that's fine. But I wanted to share something that's been going on in my journey over the past 18 months that I have not talked about at all. And as you can tell, maybe if you're watching this, I haven't been wearing lashes recently. In fact, I haven't been wearing eye makeup at all, which is unlike me to, I can't tell you what degree. I mean, my whole life since going down to pay less drugs in junior high school and getting Wet n Wild with my babysitting money. Wet n Wild is a cosmetics brand. I don't know, guys. Gen Z, do they still make it? I don't even know. Anyway, it's unlike me. I just feel kind of naked without makeup on, particularly without lashes or eyeliner or something to kind of make my eyes pop because I have very deep set eyes. Very deep set eyes. Anyway, so here's the deal with that. A long time ago, I used to get my lashes done. I used to get lash extensions, and I developed an allergy to the glue. Very common is what I've now come to find out over time. That's super common. And it's something that, usually people will say, oh, just try another brand. Just use one, tell your person who puts them on you to use them, the glues without formaldehyde, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, there's all these solves, right? Use Flonase first on top of your eyelids, which I don't know. Nobody come for me, okay? Nobody come for me. I'm not saying anybody should do that. But there are different theories, right, that people have tried over the years. And, so I've tried a lot of different, I tried a lot of different things, excuse me. I tried in the past a lot of different things when that originally happened with the person who was doing my lashes. And eventually I just gave up because nothing was working and it was fine. Well, fast forward to just before COVID, I don't know. I was noticing as I was getting older, it was difficult to apply eyelash accoutrement, if you will, mascara, eyeliner, or whatever that would stay all day, wouldn't sort of flake or rub off or sort of stain other places. The bone structure around my eyes is really, I want to say the word weird, but I'm trying not to be negative about myself or my looks. It's not weird, it's just very deep set. So if I put a bunch of mascara on, it is going to stain up here. And, I don't know, guys. I'm kind of quick and dirty with makeup. I have ADHD. I'm not going to spend an hour on a full face every day. I'm lucky to spend 10 minutes. And so I just found that I didn't have time to sort of dry my lashes and go through all these like suggestions that I was getting, for mature eyes off of YouTube. And so I thought, boom, the pandemic hits, and I'm going to try DIY lash extensions at home with a super expensive brand. Privileged that I can afford to do that. Okay, so there's that. Don't come for me. And so I did. I ordered, the stuff, the glues, watched the tutorial, and eventually I learned how to do it. I'm not a fast learner, I would not say. I tend to need a lot of practice at things. And this was another area that it just was hard because I have one eye that's sort of almond shaped, one eye that's kind of round shaped. And so I had to learn sort of two different lash maps, which lashes were going to look okay on which eye, because I didn't want to look like a stripper. And I also didn't want to look like I was trying to be, 21. I don't know. It was like a whole thing. So I got it down to what worked for me. Now, might not work for you, and that is completely fine. Okay. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but I am here to share my journey. So the lash glues that I was wearing, no problems, no allergies, no nothing. Very expensive brand, very expensive product, probably a higher quality set of glues than I had used in the past or had used on me in the past. So that's all fine and good. Things were going along swimmingly for a while, for years. And then about 18 months ago, um, I've been a contact lens wearer for a long time, for like 20 years. So about 18 months ago or so, I noticed one of my eyes, just one, was having like pink eye reactions. It wasn't pink, like the sclera was not pink, but my eyes were weeping just in the corners. And now I'm constantly always just kind of looking for it because I've trained myself to do that now, but it's taken a long time. And it was weird. And I thought, oh, shoot, well, what the heck is that? And so I ignored it as I tend to do with things in my life. With, ADHD, I treat whatever fire is burning brightest and hottest first. And so there are so many of those in my life with my, I got 8 kids, I got this, just a big life, many facets to it, my recovery life, all of that. And quite frankly, it just wasn't bad enough for me to pay any attention to it yet. And because my eye wasn't pink, I was like, it's not pink eye. So there's that. Long story long, I one day woke up and I was like, I can't really do this anymore. Like, people were starting to notice. They'd be like, oh my gosh, you have a little like eye crusty there, or it looks like your eye is kind of weeping, and I was like, shit, like this is starting to get annoying. So I went to the eye doctor. I don't have a regular eye doctor. I have like, hey, who can treat me the fastest? And like today, I'm that person, right? And so I had optometrists before, but never like an ophthalmologist. So I find one locally here. I go, I think it was the same day. And this guy prescribed some drops for me, and it was great. I took the course of drops over, a week or two. It went away. And I resumed. I never changed anything I was doing, by the way. So he saw I had fake lashes on, blah, 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 and asked me about them. And I said, it's not the lashes. And I can tell you that with confidence. First of all, because I've had a lash glue allergy in the past, And I know the symptoms. I know it's really itchy. I know it's really puffy. Like I've been there, right? I know what that is. And this is just weepiness in the conjunctiva or whatever, the corner here and the corner here. Okay. That's what it was. And so he was like, okay. And look, I'm never going to spill my guts and, ever name names of anybody or anything. But let's just say I couldn't get this guy to partner with me because over all of that time, over the past at least year, if not more, so not quite all the way up to the 18 months, but getting close, I just was like, every time I would go in there, because I'd have this thing reoccur, always in one eye, by the way, never in two, just in one. And so I was really struggling. In fact, just to be on the safe side, of course, I wasn't going to give up my lashes. Hello, wasn't going to do that. But I did purchase an entire extra set of lash glues, application tools, blah, 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 and lashes, and, had a whole sterile environment going, had rubbing alcohol everywhere, was very tenderly treating my lashes with what for me, is utmost care, which is like every morning and night I was cleaning them. I would swap them out once a week so that I wasn't getting, I don't know, any kind of weird, I don't know, I don't even know, bugs, mites, bacterias, viruses, God knows what's, COVIDs, I don't know, anything on there. And so I was really careful and disposing of everything. I couldn't really use gloves because, again, super deep set eyes. I would have to scrub my hands with Hibiclens first. Like I was careful. Okay. So I'm just trying to let you know I wasn't just like, you know, I'm not the kind of person who like takes out, for example, a contact lens and like just spits on it with dirty hands and pops it back in. Like I'm not that person. And that's okay if you are. Okay, that's where you're at. Bless. Um but so I explained to him all these things, right? And so he's like, I still think it's the lashes. I'm like, okay, you can think that, but respectfully, it's not. Okay. So we're on this back and forth where he'd prescribe drops. I'd do the course of drops. I'd get better. And then, like a month and a half later, I'm back in his office asking for more drops. He's examining my eye again, looking around in there, going, I don't know. Did the drops help? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, here's another prescription. Usually I'm too busy to like really ask, like sit down with the doctor and say, and there's a whole bunch of additional reasons why this is. I've been very blessed with excellent doctors by and large. The ones who haven't been excellent, who I've had for just a hot minute, there is a reason they're not doctors of mine anymore. I just don't tolerate people who aren't willing to partner with me. And so I said, look, to the ophthalmologist, it's me who hasn't been clear with you that this is affecting my quality of life at this point because it keeps reoccurring every 6 weeks or so. It's affecting my quality of life more than I can explain in words. I don't have time to keep coming to see you every 6 to 8 weeks, have you check my eyes, and then boom, here we are back again in the same place after yet another course of prescription drops. It's just not sustainable, right? And I haven't been clear at telling you that. So I want to own my part as a patient and apologize for that. But I'm here today telling you now that I am asking for you to partner with me. And the other reason I'm asking for you to partner with me besides the core reason, which is that we need to get to the root of this issue. Because right now we're just treating symptoms, right? We need to get to the root because I think it's going to just keep on coming back unless we pull it out by the root. I'm not a gardener, but I do have extensive experience in recovery. And I just know until you treat the root causes, drinking is just a symptom. And, it's the behavior that is the symptom. So we're just continually treating, you know, the little weepiness that just keeps on coming back. And that's my fault because partially my fault because I haven't taken the time to explain to you how badly this is affecting my quality of life and how it's always on my mind. It makes me self-conscious. And what I mean by always on my mind is, like I travel a lot. The amount of rubber gloves and, disposable tools don't come for me. The earth is a lower on the list of priorities for me right now. So if I am throwing away 2 extra disposable mascara wands every day, I'm sorry that that is an issue for you. It's not for me, and we can just respectfully agree to disagree on that. I also use paper plates, by the way, when I have people over and when my husband is out of town and if I feel like it. So there you go. True confessions. And you know what? I sleep great at night. It does not bother me, and we're different, and that's okay. And yes, I expect there to also be an earth for my kids growing up, which is why I rely on heavier um hitting not personal sacrifices is what I'm trying to say, but heavier hitting things. Like for example, green fuel in airplanes. Okay, I digress. Sorry. So back to carrying disposable things when I travel. It's just a lot of extra work that, again, privileged, but I would appreciate not having in my life, not having to remember. In addition, so a second reason besides getting to the core, this is also now becoming a safety issue for me. When I would go through one of my flare-ups and I would be so irritated that my eye had started weeping in the corners again, I was so annoyed. And I just would think to myself, oh, it's probably okay. Let me just get through, till Monday, and then I'll make another appointment for like, I don't know, next Monday when I can squeeze it in. Like, I've been like trying to squeeze these things in because it's a detriment to my life. It's time consuming, right? It's not. And look, I've been through massive medical things, right? I mean, I almost died in 2019 from, cardiomyopathy, dilated cardiomyopathy. So this is to me like an irritant at best. It's annoying. But it's really starting to not be just annoying. It's now turning into like, I don't have time for this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And because I couldn't see very well until I would get to him, get the drops prescribed, the whole thing, go pick him up, go through the course of 2 weeks. So you're looking at a lot of hours that I've had to be driving, that I've had to be like having good vision for, right? A lot of things. And I almost got in a pretty serious car accident. I mean, it was dark. It was raining. I was taking my youngest daughter to basketball practice. And I am telling you, from the glare of the LED lights coming the opposite direction on the street, I could not see anything. I was like, this is ridiculous and not okay. Like, I almost caused a serious car accident. And in my younger days, I was a real, I'm not going to say aggressive driver, but I was definitely more confident because my vision was amazing. And now at age 49, it's not so amazing. And then I've got this eye thing going on, and I've got contacts that I can't always wear. So then I'm taking my contacts out and I'm looking for my regular glasses, which I generally keep in one spot, but they go missing all the time because kids, because ADHD, because Mercury's in retrograde, whatever that actually means. I don't know. But um, yeah, I've like, I will take off my glasses to look at something up close because the glasses are for distance. And then I don't know what I did with them after that. I have to enter them into the witness protection program. Okay, they've just vanished. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, yes. Oh, and another thing about my contacts. So they're daily disposable, which is supposedly excellent for cleanliness and all of that. But I would need readers because like, I'm not going to take my contact lenses in and out all day if I'm reading up close. So I had these multifocal contact lenses that were daily disposable and had about 8 billion of them because you buy them in bulk and they're cheap or whatnot. So it was like this conundrum. Like I was spending way too much time on my eyes in my mind. And yet still, I almost caused like this big car accident. And thank God I didn't. Oh my word. It's like my life flashed before my eyes. I've got my daughter with me. It was horrible, but nothing. I didn't ding a car. It was like, thank you, God. Nothing happened. But like, when you as a driver have made a move that you're just like, oh my gosh. And like people were honking and I crossed a street and I thought I was still in my lane, but I wasn't. I was now in somebody else's lane, but I couldn't see. Okay. So there's all of that. Um, so I have this whole conversation with my doctor, and it was like he's sitting there just blankly staring at me, and he's like, uh-huh, okay. So did the drops still work? Did they work again? And I'm like, yes. But you're not hearing me. What I'm saying is, I can't come back here every 6 weeks and have you prescribe more drops. And P.S., long term, what is this going to be like for my right eye? Like, I can't take these prescription drops forever. Yeah, he said, they're not great for you long term because you could get glaucoma. Well, I mean, I don't really know what that is. I know old people get it. That was my literal translation of glaucoma. And yeah, no, that doesn't sound like something that I would like to deal with unless I have to. And so, yeah, like this is my vision. Like this is not, this isn't like a scrape on my knee that I can cover it up and it's fine. And I want to be able to see my kids and I want to be able to go to my kids' sporting events and not have to be doing the glasses or contacts glasses and then outdoor sports doing the double glasses. So if I have to wear my glasses like I do right now because I can't wear my contacts because it's flaring up again, I will put on my glasses and then my sunglasses. And I'm trying to bring this fashion trend into the world. You're welcome for anybody else who has to do this. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Like double glasses. No, I love my mom, and shout out to her, but she used to drive us to school sometimes and she was doing the double glasses and that was like the 90s. So like the big bug eyes, like the Sally Jesse Raphael type glasses, big thick ones with another like a pair of sunglasses over top because I grew up in California. It was always sunny. You always had to have your sunglasses. So she wasn't wearing prescription lenses, right? And that's another thing. It's like, I don't want to get prescription sunglasses because then it's just another pair of glasses for me to deal with. Oh my God. Like, I cannot have 15,000 pairs of glasses that all do different things and contacts and eye drops that do different things. So, well, these ones are preservative free. So after you take the prescription drops, then you can take these allergen drops, the Pataday, and then you can take the Optive free, whatever, something or other, omega-3 preservative free, blah blah drops. Okay, like it's fine. It's actually not fine. And maybe some of this is I'm getting irritated because I'm getting older, which is definitely a gift. But we got to solve this. We got to make a plan that's somewhat workable for my life. It's obviously going to take some adjustment. Finally, I left him and I tried out like 3 or 4 different ophthalmologists, and I finally found one who was like, "Can I turn your eyelids inside out?" Like kids used to do in elementary school. I'm like, "Yeah, sure. At this point, what do I care?" So he did, and he found a condition that he thinks I have. So he gave me very specific instructions for this condition. And it worked. It was something the first doctor had never done. The other ones I tried were just like back at square one. They're like, I think you have pink eye. I'm like, oh my gosh, you've heard nothing I've said. I think you have a lash glue issue. I'm like, so no, but thank you, respect, and P.S. Yes, I will stop wearing lashes for for whatever, for 2 weeks, for a month, whatever you say, so that I can prove to you, since you don't believe me. Hashtag medical gaslighting, which is just a whole other thing for women. That's a whole episode, but I'll keep it to the eyes. So anyway, I just want to bring you up to speed because I got to jump off. I am now seeing a corneal disease specialist, and also that ophthalmologist who believed my story came up with a plan and prescribed what I needed prescribed. And it's clearing up. I'm not saying forever. Lord knows this thing keeps coming back. But whether it's autoimmune, whether it's curable, I still don't really know, because we're playing with like 2 different diagnoses, but the corneal disease specialist is now looped in, and the 2 of them are trying to decide what exactly this is, what's going to do the least harm, how do they actually approach this, and create a plan for any flare-ups should they happen again, and a plan for how to treat my eyes in the meantime. It might be that I have to give up contacts like forever. And I'm kind of making a face right now, if you're listening only, because I hate wearing my glasses. I'm just not a fan. I don't love them. I don't feel like I am a glasses person. I don't feel like they look good with my face, no matter what shape I get. I don't know. So, I wanted to update y'all. It's been causing me a fair amount of distress, especially on videos, because I'll look and I'll see my eye when I have a flare up, and I'll see, yeah, now I got to go. I'll see the little corners. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for letting me share. And P.S., I'm going to follow the protocol that the doctor who I've had success with has given me until they really get a firm diagnosis going, because I've learned from recovery, you got to follow directions and not go rogue when you're in early sobriety. And that is what I'm trying to do now when I'm in early recovery for this eye condition. All right. Thanks for listening. Remember to be kind, rewind. Thank you for the honor of your time, and take what you like, leave the rest behind. Love ya.
Thank you so much for listening to Eternally Amy, a mum of eight's journey from jail to joy. Amy Liz Harrison is a best-selling author, speaker, 12-step coach, meditation teacher, and recovery advocate. To find out more, please visit amylizharrison.com. You can keep up with Amy on all platforms by following @Amy Liz Harrison. Please subscribe and review this podcast. It means so much to us if you do.